Hello, my friends. Jordan Davis here, and today we are talking about the Missio Day, the mission of God. And I want to go through the Bible and talk about the theme of covenants that we see with the mission of God throughout the Bible. Now, when we look at the covenants, we see that oftentimes the covenant is established with just one person, but it also follows to blessings for the descendants as well. So follow along and I'll show you some of the major covenants that we can see within the Bible. First of all, what is a covenant? A covenant equals promises from God plus obedience of the people, which equals out to blessing. A covenant is an agreement between God and the people that always demonstrates the grace of God. Themes of mutual commitment and love can be seen in these covenants. The first covenant, arguably, is the covenant between Adam and Eve, though it's not explicitly stated as a covenant. I'll call this the covenant of paradise, where Adam and Eve are told to populate the earth. They're married, but there's just one rule. Don't eat from this tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They govern the whole land, but a crafty serpent comes and he tricks Eve into eating from this tree of knowledge and good and evil, and Adam partakes. This leads to the fall, and the fall goes very far. It's a big fall, and God sees that the world is filled with violence in Noah's time, and this comes to the Noahic covenant. In Genesis 6:18, God says, "But I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall come into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you." Genesis 6:22 says that Noah did this. He did all that God commanded him. Then in Genesis 12 through Exodus 24, we see the Abrahamic covenant. Genesis 15:18 says, "On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, 'To your descendants I give this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river Euphrates.'" Genesis 12:2 through 4a says, "I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and the ones who curse you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram went. He was obedient to this calling. The next covenant we see is the Mosaic covenant, often called the Sinai covenant, because God entered into this covenant with Israel at Mount Sinai. In Exodus 5 through 6a, we see it says, "Now therefore, if you obey my voice and keep my covenant, you shall be my treasured possession out of all the peoples. Indeed, the whole earth is mine, but you shall be for me a priestly kingdom and a holy nation." Next, we see the Davidic covenant. In 2 Samuel 7, verses 11b through 13, it says, "Moreover, the Lord declares to you that the Lord will make you a house. When your days are fulfilled and you lie down with your ancestors, I will raise up your offspring after you, who shall come forth from your body, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever." This leads to the new covenant. The new covenant is when the Messiah, Jesus Christ, comes. We see echoes of this new covenant in Jeremiah 31:33, where God says, "I will write my law on their hearts and establish a new covenant." Jeremiah 31:31 through 34 is quoted in Hebrews 8 through 12, and has many other echoes in the New Testament. The new covenant theme is seen in the Old Testament in many passages in Ezekiel and Isaiah. Next, we see the New Testament has an adoption of new covenant language and covenant language. Therefore, the church should be seen as a covenant people. Covenants always come with obedience, So the new covenant people should be those who obey God's sovereign will. Hebrews 8:6-7 says, "But Jesus has now obtained a more excellent ministry, and to that degree he is the mediator of a better covenant, which has been enacted through better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, there would have been no need to look for a second one." In this new covenant, we are told to participate in the mission of God to reach all nations and all people to restore creation. For some, this might be reaching those in their own neighborhood, and for others, going to many countries on various travels. The people of this covenant are meant to represent God to the world and to bring the world to God. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and you have a blessed day.